Today on Alex and Auto's Weekly, we're out here with the 2015 Lincoln MKC, and we're talking about platform sharing, because this is a question I get very frequently. What is platform sharing, what is badge engineering, and does it really matter? These are buzzwords you frequently see or hear in car reviews out there. Because the Lincoln MKC is based on, in theory, the same platform as the Ford Escape. In that same vein, you'll hear things like the BMW X3 is based on the 3 Series, the Volvo XC60 is based on the S60, and the Lexus NX is based on a Toyota RAV4. Does that really matter? My answer to you is yes, it does matter, but not in the way you're thinking. You actually want luxury vehicles like this to be based on mass market vehicles because it makes them better values. The reason for that, and the whole reason platform sharing exists in the first place, is to reduce production costs and enable to give you better value as a consumer. By basing this off the same quote-unquote platform as the Ford Escape, Lincoln has been able to make this one of the best values in the segment. Now, platform sharing does not really mean parts sharing because this shares zero sheet metal with the Ford Escape. The sharing is really down to things like how is the engine mounted under the hood? What does the crash structure under the front end look like to prevent you in an accident? What kind of brake calipers are hiding right behind the wheels? Do any other cars use the same seat frames, the same seat controls? How much did it cost to design or manufacture the hinges or the power tailgate? Down to things like where did the instrument cluster and the radio come from? Designing unique parts for every vehicle is very expensive, and that's why you see many manufacturers out there reusing those same parts. Volvo, for instance, which very directly competes with this vehicle, uses the same basic instrument cluster, same basic seats in practically everything they make. It's very obvious when you take a look at luxury brands that stood on their own. For instance, Maserati. They had some very gorgeous cars, but the technology on the inside was really falling behind the competition. But once they were part of the whole conglomerate that is now Fiat Chrysler, they were able to draw the Chrysler Uconnect radio and infotainment systems and the multifunction LCD dashboard from the Chrysler 300. That's actually been a big benefit to the Maserati lineup. Now, there have been times where this sort of thing has gone all wrong. General Motors, Chrysler, Ford, they've all been guilty of it. Even Toyota and Lexus have been guilty of what is called badge engineering. And that's basically what would happen if Ford took this exact Lincoln MKC and stuck a Ford logo right on the front, just removed the Lincoln logo, called this a Ford, maybe changed the grille a little bit, but didn't change anything else about the vehicle. That's badge engineering. You can think of those 1980s and even 1990s Cadillacs, Buicks, Oldsmobiles, and Chevys, all basically the same car, really just different logos, maybe different trim options on the inside, but they shared a large percentage of parts. That's what differentiates platform sharing like this from badge engineering like the Cadillac Cimarron. Lexus's example, of course, is the Lexus ES, which started out essentially as a Toyota Camry that was rebadged as a Lexus with some nicer things going on the inside. Of course, the current generation Lexus ES is not that same kind of process. It actually is platform sharing right like this. If you don't believe me, you need to take a look at the current generation Toyota Avalon and the closely related Lexus ES. If you sit inside them, it will be very obvious that they were designed by totally different departments, sharing from the same basic parts bin. And the reason I say that is because the Avalon is actually quite a bit nicer, in my opinion, on the inside. Has better quality plastics, less hard plastics. You don't get wood trim, but the rest of the interior is actually a little bit nicer than the Lexus. All you really need to know is that platform sharing is a good thing, both for the auto manufacturer and really for the consumer as well. Badge engineering seems to be bad for pretty much everybody involved. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Check out my other Alex and Auto's Weekly videos, and I'll see you next week.